How's it going, guys? Triple J here. It's going to be a shorty. Pretty much wrapped up everything. Craig wanted to see you take a metal base off one of these NASCARs, and I didn't want to do it, and there was a good reason. I already did, but I'll show you what I got so far. And I was telling you a story about Sammy Hagar, the Red Rocker, and that promotion, that special promotion that they adopted. And they toured it across the country. It was called a vitamin tea party, and the waitresses were Wabarita girls. That was the name of the beverage. That one of the it was like a martini, tequila martini is what it was. More like a sort of like a margarita. It was pretty tasty, all pure ingredients. And tell you what, it did the trick. About 3 of them, and you didn't want to have to be responsible. All right, anyway, let's check this stuff out. So my little music experiment is interesting. Now I'm getting nervous. No, actually not. Okay, look at this. It's a 2016 Bugatti Chiron. This is a Z-Mac version. You know, it's like, oh, cool, Z-Mac. Well, these used to be like really cool because they were like rare and they were accidents. Now it's like, oh, Kmart's got a line of Z-Macs, but you know what? They're still pretty neat. And they're ready to paint. Right, Casey? It's a pretty cool car. I'm thinking about racing it, but maybe it should race at the Hot Wheel Boys new track. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Yeah. Anyway, I'll show you this is pretty cool. My mess. There's the poster. This is from 1999. Friday, April 30th, 1999. I mean, when you're in the year, you never put the date on these things. But it was kind of cool. It was a great party. The one lone Wabarita girl that we had, we couldn't get a Testarossa, but there was my old dentist. He had a same kind of Ferraris Magnum PI had. There's a red one, and I can't think of the stupid name of it, but it was really trick. And you know, the whole idea was this hot-looking chick stepping out in the sequin blue bikini with fuzzy, you know, highlights and stuff, and she was just a knockout. And she steps out of the red car, and it was like a big deal. And yeah, it was fun. Anyway, I don't want to think about it anymore. It kind of upset me earlier when I was telling you guys. It's a hard story to tell. I hate talking about what could have been. All right, let's see. The NASCAR I was playing around with. Okay, this was the metal base. This was the Mark Martin. Okay. I drilled it out. And I said, okay, well, let's see how hard it is to get the wheels off of here. And these little things were like, almost like spot welded. I mean, it was bad. So let's see. I'll let you decide how the wheels came off. Look. I mangled these suckers bad. Look at that shit. Whoops. Anyway, yeah. I'm not throwing them away. I save all these wheels because you never know when you're going to use them again. Somebody might just need them for parts. I save all the parts too. All the cars that I butcher and hack. I try not to do it too bad because it's practice, you know. And I save them, tape them together. So anyway, this is what it looks like on the inside. And with this, with this particular chassis, you know, the wheels go in here. Like, drop it right in. I managed to save a little bit of the clip. What I used my nippers, and I used my little screwdriver, and I pried, and I got them kind of loose, and finally I just got ticked off and just started reefing on it. I grabbed the snippers here, and I got a hold. I was trying to cut the axle, and I couldn't really get it to cut. It's not really good. I didn't want to ruin the blade, so I just used them as sort of like pliers. I just pulled them off. So anyway, it's not a fun thing. It's not easy, and there's glue, and it's pretty hard to ruin these. But it's just if you screw them up too bad, like I've done, very close to screwing them up really bad with a Dremel tool and just grinding off these little these retainer tits or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what you can call these things. But, you know, if you get the Dremel going too fast, they melt down. And so you got to get just the right speed, and it's got to be the right grit of bit, if you will. You know, the right abrasiveness of the bit. So you can shave these things down, and the axle should just come out. But these were never designed to have the wheels come off. And I also think that they weren't designed to be taken out of the package. They were for collectors. Well, it's no fun just being a collector. That's why you buy two. You have one on the wall and the next one you open. But anyway, so this is going to be fun. Thanks for having me open this and cut it apart. You know, luckily I have a plastic base that will fit. Right here. Let's see. What do we got? Do we got it? Oh. I can always shave the plastic, you know, base to make it fit in the this particular one. But I didn't want to do this one because this was like a special edition. I'm all worried about it. And I started thinking about it. This is open. It's played with. It's not worth any money. It's just kind of cool. It came with a bottle of wax or something. I bought it like at an auto parts store, and it was like, oh, look, a Hot Wheel with the wax. So I had to have it. Like the Mother's Car Wax, they have really cool Hot Wheels in there occasionally. And for a while there, I was like the only one that knew about it. And I kept going into this O'Reilly's auto parts store. And there would be every single car that was available in the line was, you know, in there. I just had to buy the stupid wax to go with it. So I had like all these bottles of wax, but I had all the cars. That was kind of neat. Of course, I wasn't paying attention to it when the Mini Coopers were out, because I would love to have a Mother's Mini Cooper. And the last one I saw online, they wanted $35 for, so it's kind of ridiculous. What other playing around did I do that might be interesting? Not a lot. There was one more thing. Oh, here's the tail dragger I want to mod next, and this evil twin will be the victim. Tail draggers have very narrow wheelbase. The distance between the inside of the wheels is pretty short, and there's not a ton of Hot Wheels that, you know, that share that same wheelbase. And so this tail dragger, it's either stays in the package as a collector, but these aren't really that rare. I'm in the States. This is from Firebird Raceway in Phoenix, Arizona, and they put out a lot of these things. I mean, I don't know about a ton, but I mean, you know, there's 30, 40, 50,000 of them probably. But it's still really cool, and you don't see them all the time on the net. I've got to open search for these, and I keep getting the 40 Ford Coupe, which is cool. But once you got, you know, one for the collection, one to mod and race, and I got a third one. I don't really even want it. I'm going to sell it probably, but it's got rubber wheels, so you guys probably don't want it either. So this is the guy I want to go ahead and I'm going to mod him, and I'm going to take these faster than ever wheels off of here and put them on here. Now, once again, metal base, but I know how these axles are attached to this chassis, and it's not that hard. And the tail draggers are cool because there's like a single rivet in the back. That's all you got to take out. But in order to get them to go down the track, you have to mess with the chassis. You have to bend it. And this is the metal, not the pot metal. The painted base tail draggers, those are very hard to bend. You kind of need to heat them up. And it's, you know, unless you have experience, I don't recommend you doing it. But this particular kind, you know, the shiny metal base, yeah, it's more flexible. It doesn't snap so easy. You got to really refund it hard. And this doesn't require much. It's like a 1, maybe 2 mil tweak. It's a little bend where you flatten it out. And it gives you just enough lift to where it won't drag on the track. And well, you saw what mine does in the video, the first one I did, the only one I've done so far. You know, it's a pretty good car. I did something to it where it's not fast like it was, so I haven't figured that out yet. But I'm not going to let that stop me. So, okay, here's that. And I haven't uploaded those videos yet because there's a lot of details I have to write in the description, and I have to be very accurate, and it has to be in a certain format, and I'm kind of nervous about it, to tell you the truth. But, oh, you guys have heard about this. You know, this is it's got a rear spring suspension. See the movement in the back? Okay, I wanted to achieve lift for the tires. And what I used is I took a ballpoint pen one you get from the bank. Well, that's kind of a flimsy spring. That's perfect. I use this spring. Pull the spring out, you measure it, and you snip it. And you try to make them exactly even. And then once you get that far, then you just got to figure out how to attach it. I used basically Loctite control gel, super glue, and it worked out pretty good. I don't know if you guys saw the pics, but I'm going to go ahead and open this up, let you guys look at it. I'm kind of proud of this. This is neat. And I figured out why this car wasn't performing like I wanted it to. Right here, I marked it. These wheels are kind of rubbing on occasions. So I'm going to trim that and trim it here and trim it here. So that's got to be done. But the rear is great. I have an extra long screw back here. See this? For travel. This is like 3 times, maybe 4 times as long as the usual screw. This is kind of awkward. Can you see? I sure as hell can't. See the difference? Okay, so I use this longer screw so the chassis can move up and down this. And it works pretty good, actually. It doesn't rub. Okay. Oh yeah, I was going to go in there anyway. That putty scares the crap out of me, so I wrapped it in foil. So it doesn't seep where I don't want it to go, but it moves around, so it's not... I should glue it in place. That's what I was going to do. Okay. See back here? I got too much glue, but what's cool about this is when there's like little straight pieces that came up for some reason in this particular chassis, and the spring fit perfectly over it, so it lined them up with the underneath of this interior. I had to build it up a little bit with a piece of Hot Wheel track, and but I put too much glue in. If I would have done like maybe 2 mils less of glue, it would have been perfect. And I got better travel in there. It might have been too springy actually, but when you put the glue down the center of the spring acts like a straw or like a cup, and it just, because the glue's kind of thick, it just stays within the diameter of the springs, the circumference of the springs, and so it's not really going anywhere. So that's kind of cool. You know, you can see my interior work. I took the trouble to get the Sharpie out and paint it. Actually, it's kind of a crappy job, but it looks cool with the lid on it. So, NASCARs are going to be fun when that happens. Simon's got, he's going to have like 5 or 6 extra NASCARs if somebody needs them to mod for the tournament. And he's going to have some extra tires down there as well. Let's see, what else? Let's see, James, I don't know if you tried to get a hold of me about getting tires. I thought we talked about it, but I couldn't find the email anywhere. and Sean, Redline Salvage Inc. I thought we talked about it too, but I just don't remember. A lot of stuff happened. It was busy during that period of time, and I looked and couldn't find the email where you sent me a mailing address so I could send you some tires. So if you just catch me in the chat line or ask me on my channel, catch me that way. There's still time. I can get them to you so you can, get them on your car and ship them down to Australia, or we can just get it next time. But if you want to get them now, we can give it a try. My package is in transit right now. It just left San Francisco, so it's probably as we speak flying over the Pacific, or it could be in Hawaii. I don't know what the route is. They don't really tell you. But the last time I shipped to New Zealand, it went down the east coast of Asia, like it went into Hong Kong and didn't go into China, except for Hong Kong's China now. But it went to I can't remember. But it was interesting, the path that it took. I thought it was going to go into Australia, but it didn't. It went directly to the capital. Or anyway, I'm not really sure. I'd have to look at the paperwork. So that was pretty much it. I was just kind of messing around. I was going to play some more music, but I changed my mind. But I wanted to finish what I was talking about before I got interrupted. And let's see. The story on the NASCAR. Well, hey, no, this won't fit on there. Or will it? No, this is a Taurus, and the orange, the number 10 Tide is a Thunderbird. It's actually a little bit older one, but I wanted the Thunderbird. My first car that I ever purchased that was brand new was a '87 Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe. Yeah, well, it was a chick car. I mean, I had every intention to drive my truck or my van, and my girlfriend would be driving my Thunderbird. That's how it worked out most of the time. All right, you guys. You have a good one, and I'm going to get this stuff uploaded. It probably won't be, well, it'll be when it be. And you guys have a great evening. Thanks for checking out the channel. And, oh yeah, there's the GTO Monero. Started this whole thing off. And no weight in them yet. I'm still thinking about it. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I'm not in a big hurry, but I'm liable just to tinker with this thing tonight while I'm watching TV. And, here's the Johnny Lightning. This thing is like a holy grail of GTOs. This is the 04 GTO. And these are expensive online. It's $40 all day long in the US plus shipping. So it's ridiculous, to tell you the truth. Fortunately, I have two of them, and this is the one that had the cruddy wheels on it. But Mark D's got the Herbie fully loaded version. That's heading down to Australia, and his has been tested. It was on video, and that car is fast. Once it got some clean air, it was quick, and it actually battled through traffic pretty well. All right, hey, there's nothing but fun to be had, guys, and you have a good evening, and this was kind of a sort of a waste, really. Sorry about that, but hey, I can't be good every time. I try, though. I really do. Okay. Like I should have said about 5 minutes ago, you guys have a good one, and Trips out.